So when Daniel says, break off from thy sins, if you want to have a better life, if you want to feel better, if you want to have better relationships, you have to give up whatever negative concept you have entertained about a family member, about anybody. But then you say, but Swami, she is just like that, I'm telling you. I've lived with her. You haven't met my mother. Or my father. Or this uncle. Whoever it is. They have not changed in all the years I've been with them. They have not changed. Well, then I have the opportunity to ask you, in your astute observation, have you? Have you changed if you still hold them in consciousness as not having changed? Pay attention. Very important. So, can you not change your attitude about them? Suppose you say, well, here, let me help you with this. Because you cannot buy it. Well, change your attitude, your perspective. How do you want to perceive that person? The way they are or the way they can be? Perceive them the way they are. I tell you why. If you want to perceive them the way they can be, you are attempting to make them change, to conform to what you want them to be. When you accept them as they are, you are executing righteousness, right understanding. It's one of the meanings of righteousness, right understanding, true understanding. Because you're saying, I would say to you, let her be. You're not going to change her. You're not going to change him. You're not going to change them. You're not going to change our politics. You're not going to change our presidents. I didn't say president or presidente. You're not going to change any of them. But you and I can change our perspective, our attitude. And one way, tangible way to do that, a very practical way, ask yourself, am I able to understand that this is their journey? It's not my journey, it's their journey. They have chosen this journey with all the complications they create and all the hardships and all the difficulties and all the confusion and all the suffering and all the oppression. They have chosen that journey. None of us can say what inwardly they are learning. And here's the transformation that takes place. First in ourselves, this acceptance, understanding. That's compassionate understanding, allowing each one to be who they are. That is an act of supreme love. Then you will fire back at me, but Swami, they'll never change then if I let them be. That's been my experience. Well, that's your experience because you're not changing. Don't change them, change your perspective of them. What irritates you? What is it that irritates you about another? What bothers you about them? They're not working fast enough? They're not as productive as you are? They're not this and that? You're always using yourself as the source for determining how others should be and behave and act. Let everyone be on their journey. Do you want someone else to interfere with you and say to you, you have to change? I want you to change because I'm really not happy with the way you are. Say, excuse me. I think it's time for you to move on. You understand? It's very important. If you change your perspective, your attitude, that's a righteous action. Now here's the beauty of that, the power of that. See, we forget how when we've forgotten we're the Lord. I am the creator of everything in my life. There is no other I am that's creating in my life. Do you hear that? There's no other in your life that is creating in your life. There's no one else creating in your experiences. It's impossible. You're creating everything in your life. The sooner you accept that, the more empowered you are to change if you don't like the babies you've had. I mean, those mental babies, those physical ones. Not the baby, not the sweet baby. Those really mean ones. The moment I change my attitude, my perspective, and allow you to be who you are, which doesn't mean that I'm in agreement with that behavior, but I'm not fighting your behavior. I'm simply not focusing on it. I'm not aligning with it. I'm not energizing it. I'm not giving power to it. I'm not giving it the time of day because it does not contribute to my own well-being or freedom. So why would you indulge in anything that would contribute to misery and reinforce the state of consciousness in which the other is operating, out of which they are living? Just simple mathematics, simple logic. Why would you expect of someone else to be the way you are, or the way you would like them to be, when you don't want anyone else to expect of you to be different from the way you are? Yes? That's righteous understanding, right understanding. So I said there's a transformation that will take place imperceptibly, and you can bear that out in your own way in experience. When you change your attitude about someone whom you have judged, and you allow them to be who they are, do you realize they are receiving a blessing from you? In the beginning of the psalm, applying that, bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Is there anyone that is not within you? Is there anything you see that's not within you? Where else would you see it but within your consciousness? That's what David is talking about. Bless the Lord. Bless your beingness. Bless that which you are. With everything that is within you, let everything within you bless that which is the Lord, the source of all presences, of all manifestations. So it's all about the energy that we emit, transmit silently. So you transmit to that person you've been judging, allowing them to be the understanding, right understanding, and that's righteousness. An example of it. She or he, they're on that journey. It's part of their unfoldment. If they seek my assistance, wonderful. I'll be happy to offer what I can. But I will not dictate to them. I will not impose it on them. Leave them alone unless they ask not to be left alone.